Hello CraftDee family, and welcome to another tutorial by She's So CraftDee. For today's DIY projects, we will be using up some leftover Christmas items to create some winter home decor. Now to get you all started, I have included the full supply list with the links in the description box below. Now to all of my amazing subscribers and visitors, I wanted to say hey, and if you have not subscribed yet, you definitely should, so you can be the first to see hundreds of fresh and original craft ideas on my channel. So now let's just jump in and get started. Now this project is a wood and metal deer decor piece. We're going to need one of these metal jumping style deer from the Family Dollar, and this was $1.25. We're also going to need one of these thick house signs from the Dollar Tree. And we'll need some pine picks, and you can get these from the Dollar Tree, or if you want to use thicker ones, you can use these from Amazon, and I'll be sure to link it in the description box below. So what you're going to do is we're going to grab the house first. Now you can see it's missing one of the hooks, so we're just going to go ahead and repurpose this sign since it was damaged. We're going to unscrew the two remaining hooks and remove those and set those over to the side. Now I did leave a little bit of residue behind, so I'm going to kind of scrape off any glue or residue so it's a nice flat surface to work with. Now we wanted to give it a wood plank design, so I'm going to be using these large quart-size craft sticks, and I picked these up from Home Depot. You get 30 of them for $1.48. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place these across the house portion in a vertical pattern all the way across. Now to do this is really easy. I'm going to start on one end, and I'm going to take my pencil. I'm marking the diagonal where the roof meets the stick, and then I'm going to mark the line at the bottom of the house. Now once you have those initial lines, take a ruler. You want to draw a straight line for the bottom and a vertical line or a diagonal line for where the roof piece was marked. Now you just take a pair of nice scissors. You should be able to cut through these with no problem. We're cutting that angle, and then for the bottom, I'm just going to cut it just a little longer than the line we marked, just in case we need to make some adjustments. So now we're just going to place it on the house and make sure that top angle fits. If it overlaps the bottom, that's perfectly fine. We can fix that at the end. So now just add a generous amount of hot glue to the back of that craft stick and place it in place. Now when you place this first stick on, first of all, you definitely want to make sure it's completely straight and make sure it's even with the outside edge of the house. This will set the precedence for all of the sticks following this one. Now to add all of your sticks after that, we're just going to make sure they're in alignment with that first stick and just repeat the entire process of marking that top angle, bottom angle, and cutting each one to fit. So now I'm about 3/4 of the way done, and I'm cutting those pieces. You can see they're matching that top arch of the house, and we're just adding them in one by one. Now I stopped cutting the bottom and just left them at a circle. We're going to end up cutting those off anyway. Now once the entire house is covered, it's easy to trim them off. I'm taking a utility blade, and I'm just going to go across the bottom part of the sticks along the edge of the house, and as you can see, they break right off as you cut them with your blade. And then just trim that overlapping last piece, since the last craft stick you added will be just slightly longer than the house, and it's easy to cut through those and that last piece as well. Now once you flip it over, you have a completely covered house with this beautiful wood plank design. So now that that is done, we are going to stain our house. Now you can use traditional stain, but I decided to use the Waverly Antique Wax to stain my sticks for this project. Now I'm adding a little bit of the wax into the lid of the container, and then I'm just dropping in several drops of water to help dilute it just a little bit, so we'll be able to put it on our sticks and spread it evenly. Now you just want to add it on, covering all those pieces, making sure you get into all of those gaps and corners, and you want to spread this all evenly over the house. Now once it's done, you definitely want to follow up with a paper towel. Just wipe all of that excess wax off. It helps it dry better and gives it a better finish at the end. So now we're just going to go around the edges with that wax as well, since that will be showing in our final project, and you want to wipe that clean too once that's covered. Now for the roof of the house and the roof trim, we're going to finish that in a different color. What I decided to go with is black acrylic paint for this portion of the project. So I'm going to go ahead and just start trimming out the top with that black paint. You definitely want to make sure you don't overlap it onto your waxed or stained area, so just be careful. We're doing the front of the house, and you can see we're doing the top all the way around for this nice, beautiful finished look, and then allow it to sit to dry. So now that our piece is dry, go ahead and grab that little metal jumping deer. These are such good quality. I was so surprised to find these for $1.25. I just had to craft with them. So I'm going to place this on the front of my house in the center, making sure it's aligned towards the top. Add a couple of lines of glue on the back and then press it firmly in the center until it is bonded. So now that that's done, I'm grabbing a couple of my pine picks and I am going to embellish the bottom of them. So I'm trimming off that metal piece first, and then I decided to trim it down a little further just below to where they start to branch off. And then I'm going to place both of them at the bottom as shown here. Just add a line of hot glue for one, and then you just want to press and hold those branch pieces in for about 5 seconds until they're bonded onto the piece, and then just repeat this for your other branch piece on the other side. Now, once both of your branch pieces are done, I'm going to take one of these pine cones. Now, I picked these up in an 8-pack from Dollar General for $1, and I love the frosted look of these pine cones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off the end, remove the string, add a generous amount of hot glue to the bottom, and just press it in the center of that greenery bundle until it's bonded. And here is what the trim will look like on the house. So now to give it an accent, we're going to use some of this little gingham or buffalo check ribbon. I'm incorporating these into all of these projects today, and I'm loving the look of it to give it that modern type of farmhouse look. So I tied a little tiny bow, and I'm just going to place this right on the neck of the deer by just putting a dot of hot glue and pressing that in place. So originally I wanted to keep that jute string hanger on the back, but I decided to go ahead and use that checkered ribbon just to make sure everything ties in together. So I'm hot gluing the ends in the same place that jute twine was stapled onto the back. I'm adding a generous amount of hot glue and pressing those ends in place in a little loop. Now, if that looks okay, we are going to finish off the back. I like to cut little squares of craft paper to put over the ends of my attached pieces, such as ribbon. Now, this not only gives it extra security, but it does give a finished look because you're covering up all of those raw edges of the ribbon. And this will make it look perfect if you wanted to gift this or sell this or whatever you may want to do with it. It just makes it look very professional in the finish. So once you add those two little squares over the ribbon, this piece is ready to go and it looks so gorgeous. And now that it's finished, you can hang it up and enjoy it. Now, when I saw these jumping deer at the Family Dollar, I knew I had to craft with them, and repurposing that damaged sign into this gorgeous piece was such a great idea. Now, I do love this touch of pine and the cones to top it off too. I really hope that you guys give this really easy project a try. Now, this project is a set of snow frosted glass lights. We're going to need 2 of these snowflake print glasses from the Dollar Tree. Also, you're going to use your choice of pine greenery from the Dollar Tree or from Amazon. So we're going to start off with those glasses. Now, they do have labels at the bottom. Go ahead and peel those off. And if they have sticky residue, give them a really good clean. Now, I also decided to use 2 of these Votive candle glass holders. Now, these come in 4 packs at the Dollar Tree, and I'm flipping them upside down, and I'm going to be adhering them to the bottom of my glasses to give it a little height. Now, I am using hot glue to adhere them for my project, but if you want them to be permanent, definitely use E6000 or other industrial strength adhesive to keep them permanent. So as you can see, we're going to add one to each one of the bottom of the glasses as shown here. So now we're going to give them a really good clean, and I'm going to take them out and give them several coats of this frosted glass spray by Rust-Oleum. Now after they have dried, here is what they look like, and this is about 6 coats with 1 minute in between, and these dry super quick. So now I'm going to grab a couple of those pine stems. I'm also going to grab some of these mini little pine cones with frosted finish. I got these from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to be using that small buffalo check type ribbon for this project. So what I'm going to do is take that pine piece and I'm going to go ahead and trim it down as shown here, just leaving a little bit of a piece underneath where the branches flare out. Now I'm going to take 2 of those miniature pine cones and I'm going to hot glue them on the pine stem right next to each other, right where those pine stems start to flare out in the branches. Now here's what one looks like, and we're going to repeat it for the other. Now to add these to our little frosted little cups here or jars here, I am just going to tie these on. Now you definitely could hot glue these on, but I wanted this piece to be interchangeable where you could put an ornament or snowflake or whatever you like. So I'm just going to tie them on with that ribbon in a double knot, and then I'm going to add a little bow to the bottom and tie a little bow with the tails of that ribbon. Here is what one looks like. I think this is so cute. So I'm adding a little dovetail finish to the end of that ribbon at the bottom. And once that's all done, here's what it looks like for one of the glasses, and we're just going to repeat this for that second glass. Now here are both of our glasses with that pine cone and pine greenery finish. Now for lighting is really easy. You can use votive candles, but what I decided is to use those little fairy string lights that they have at the Dollar Tree to light these up. And here they are, all lit up and on display. Now I just love the soft glow. Now these look so elegant, and I love that they're so simple that anyone can make them. Now I did tie on some pine, but you can tie on ornaments, snowflakes, or just leave them bare if you like. You all have to let me know in the comments, how would you customize these lighted pieces? Now this project is a metal deer on a decorative plaque. Now we're going to need one of these standing metal deer from the Family Dollar for $1.25. And we're going to need one of these layered check print plaques from the Dollar Tree in the craft section. Now we're also going to use your choice of pine greenery from Dollar Tree or Amazon. So we're going to grab that plaque, and the first thing we're going to do is cut that string off. We're not going to need it because we're not going to hang this sideways. So what we're going to do is we are going to add our little standing deer right in the center. I think that this deer is just so positive, so confident looking. I just had to craft with it. So I'm going to place this right in the center of that plaque on the black chalkboard style piece. And once you figure out where you want it, add a little bit of that hot glue on there and place it right in the center and just press it down until it adheres about 5 or 10 seconds. So now we're going to grab a couple of those pine stems, and this time when we place them on there, we're going to kind of flare them out in a V formation for this project. So I'm trimming them down so they will fit, and I'm just going to make sure that the cut was perfect. Now once you have their placement, add a couple of lines of that hot glue, and then we're going to place that pine stem right in that hot glue. Now you do want to press and hold this in place about 5 or 10 seconds just to make sure that that pine is grabbed in or nice and bonded to that glue that you placed on the plaque. And then just add the other one and repeat the process. Now once that's bonded, grab another one of those pine cones. You can get these in 8 packs from Dollar General for $1. Add a generous amount of that hot glue and press it right in the center of the bundle piece. And here's what it looks like. So now we're going to make a little teeny bow and place it on the deer. This matches the other projects in this DIY. So we're just going to add this onto the deer. And once that's glued in place, there you go. You have the cutest little deer with the bow. So we're going to flip it over and we need to add a hang string. So I am going to be using that checkered ribbon again. Just add a line of hot glue on either side of that plaque and then make sure that it's secured into place with a long strip of hot glue. Now once that is bonded, we do want to cover up all of those raw edges. You know I love to finish off the backs of my projects. So I'm adding some hot glue to 2 pieces of some craft paper to cover up those raw edges and to reinforce that attachment of that hang string. Now once that's done, here it is. This is what it looks like. It's so cute and adorable. And there you have it. This is a simple and sweet deer decor piece that anyone can make. Now I do love when I can create simple projects while still looking classy and elegant. Now you guys, all of these DIYs were fun to create today, and I hope that I have inspired you to repurpose leftover Christmas items in your stash. Now I do think that these are all so super sweet, but let me know in the comments, which one was your favorite today? Listen, if you love DIYs on a budget, please give this video a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Make sure that you're following She's So Crafty EE on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest for the latest news, sneak peeks, and giveaways. Now make sure you don't miss a video by subscribing and hit that bell to be notified when we go live. It doesn't cost a thing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.